Stay tuned as we take a look at this Marvel Legends Abomination Build-A-Figure wave, Gamerverse, Miss Marvel. How and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. Today we are finally at the end of this Marvel Legends Abomination Build-A-Figure wave, aka the Avengers Gamerverse wave. That is because the wave featured characters and figures based on the new Avengers game that comes out later this year. I believe it was meant to come out in April, but it got delayed because 2020 has been a mess. But Hasbro had the figures at the ready, and Miss Marvel seems to be a key member of that Avengers team from the game. But we shall see. I've not played the game yet, but I'm sure once I have, I'll be happy that I've got this Miss Marvel, even though it does look like just a straight up repaint. But we shall do a comparison and find out for ourselves. You can see she takes only a quarter of the box because the rest of the box is took up by these massive Abomination Build-A-Figure pieces. So I'm hoping this guy is really, really big and he will stand out. And the Abomination, remember, is also a Gamerverse figure. This is the Abomination design from the Avengers game. So we shall see when we get them all open and we build Abomination. But today is about Miss Marvel. Now we get some interchangeable accessories at the top, which we have seen before. On the side of the box, we get a picture of all the Avengers from this Avengers video game. We already have 3 of these figures from this wave with Cap, Miss Marvel and Iron Man. I'm sure the others will come in the rumoured second Avengers wave. On the back of the box, we're getting a picture of Miss Marvel, I'm sure taken straight from the video game. We get a little write-up that reads, "Whip smart with an optimistic personality, Kamala Khan is determined to combat injustice wherever she finds it." And then, as always, you get a list of all the figures in this wave you need to build the Abomination Build-A-Figure. Today we're reviewing Miss Marvel. So as I said, it does seem like a straight up repaint of a version we've had in the past, but still, if I'm going to make a little Gamerverse section of the shelf, I guess I need another. But we shall see. Let's open her up. So here we have Camilla Khan out of the box, and as you can see next to her is the massive Build-A-Figure piece for the Abomination Build-A-Figure, which is basically the same size as her. So I'm guessing this chest piece clips on front of there, and that is the Build-A-Figure piece, which you can see is massive. So you know what to do, subscribe to the channel, come back, and the next review, because this is the last figure in this wave, so the next review will be, of course, the Gamerverse Abomination Build-A-Figure, and I'll do full comparisons and all of that good stuff. But let's put him to the side, as today, right now, is about Camilla Khan. And to be fair, I wasn't massively excited about this figure, as I thought it was just a straight up reissue, and I'm not wrong, it is, but I do actually think it's an upgrade. Like, I know this is a Gamerverse figure, but I do think comic book fans can get this and it will fit seamlessly into your comic book displays. I just prefer the tones on this. They're not as bright and vibrant, they're a little bit more dull, but I like that bit of realism, and it's got the digital face printing tech, which makes for a much nicer face sculpt. The gold's a little bit more dulled down. There's not much gold trim on the scarf compared to the previous one, and she's wearing these boots. So I'll do a full comparison with the other one in a minute, but just this one on its own looks very nice. She comes with the exact same Build-A-Figure pieces as the other one did, which is 2 sort of elongated arms that pop off on the elbow, and again these are done to the same colour scheme with the sort of duller colours, but again I think it works. So here we have a closer look at Camilla Khan, and again I really like this face sculpt. I do think it's a massive improvement, and I'll compare it to the other one in a second, but I like the way the gloss on the lips makes it shine, and the eyes are printed really nice behind that mask, giving it that sense of depth and a lot more realism. It actually looks like an actual person, even though it's based on a Gamerverse design. Actually looks like this could be a person scaled down. Liking it a lot. And again, the whole uniform's a lot more subtle. I think subtle's a good word, because it's the same design, it's just dulled down a little bit, but saying dulled down makes it sound like a bad thing. It's not at all. I do think it works really well. And then her boots are a newly sculpted boots. These may actually give her height. Shame there's no paint detail on these boots, because the sculpt work's clearly there. But they are much nicer as well. And then yeah, the rest of the figure is the same. So if I bring in the other one just while we're zoomed in and show you this face sculpt, see what I mean? It's fine for its comic version, but it's very glossy, shiny. And then you can bring in this new one, and it's got much more sense of realism to it, if you know what I mean. So I don't know if I can get it to focus with both on camera. but you see what I mean? How the new one has that sense of realism compared to the cartoon comic one. It's a lot shinier as well under these lights, and I definitely do prefer the new one, a lot more subtler. And again, the tones, the gold's very sharp, again, subtle. So yeah, I do think this new one has a sense of realism. And then down to the boots, you can see she's got no boots essentially on the other one, they're just flat feet. So yeah, this new one I'm liking a lot. Do think it's an improvement, and I do think this will fit seamlessly into your comic display. So again, new hands, they're the same hands, they're not new, but they pop off at the elbow and then the new ones pop in easy, and they are the same as the other ones. There's one, and there is the second. Oh, I was about to put the wrong arm in there. So these are both just elongated effects. They make for a cool display piece, to be honest, if you have the real estate on your shelf. More single jointed elbow is a little bit disappointing, but again, it shows off her abilities, and I always appreciate it when you get figures that show off their abilities. It's a shame there's no swivel at the wrist. It was the same with the previous ones, so you're a bit limited to how you're going to pose her, but maybe grabbing is your best bet. But still, makes her a fun action figure, shows off her abilities, I like it, and yeah, do think this is an improvement compared to the previous one. And here is your full-length comparison, and I'm sure you can see what I mean when I say this Gamerverse version is a lot more subtle and dulled down, but that's not a negative thing. I do think this will fit into your comic displays if you want to. This could, like, if someone said this was the new MCU figure for Camilla Khan, I'd believe them, because it does have that sort of real world vibe to it, which I appreciate. So yeah, I'm liking this one a lot more compared to the other one. The other one's not bad at all. This one has been on display for a while, but yeah, I think they'll both find a home in my display after all. And this new one I do think is a tiny bit taller. Not by much, I'm talking slightly taller. But it's the same. There is, as I said, more gold on the scarf than there is on this one. But again, this new one's subtle. And yeah, there is a slight difference, but nothing major. And the scarf will come off if you pop the head off, but we're keeping the scarf on. And again, even the wrist gauntlet, difference in gold. And yeah, liking the new one a lot more, but the old one's not bad. Again, no wrong answer here, whichever one you prefer. And then here we have our Gamerverse comparison. And you know what? I was knocking on these figures when I first brought them. I thought, I don't think I need them. I haven't got the game yet. I've got no attachment to them. But now they're standing together. They don't look bad at all. And I'm very curious to see what the game is like. Again, if I like that game, I'm going to be very happy that I've got these figures. And then the only other Gamerverse figure I have is obviously Spider-Man as well. And I'm still very curious, does the Spider-Man game happen in the same universe as this Avengers game? I want to see worlds collide. And then lastly, here we have Miss Marvel compared to all of the figures in this wave. And now I've got the figures out on the table. It's not a bad wave at all, let's be honest. So I have full reviews of every single one of these up on the channel right now. Go and find the playlist. Only the Builder figure is left. So we've got Marvel, Mark 1, Iron Man, Captain America, Leader, and Rage. So, final thoughts on Miss Marvel. She's a very nice figure. Is it technically the same figure you've brought before? Yes, but there are some decent updates, and for me it is an upgrade, and I do think she will even fit seamlessly into your comic book displays. Just got a nice subtle tone and an updated head sculpt, which I think you will appreciate when you see it in person. But you let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you like these Gamerverse figures? Do you hope we're going to get a wave 2? Do you think wave 2 is just a rumor, or is it actually happening? Always curious to hear your thoughts and insight in the comments below. But as always, people, you know what to do. The rest of the reviews of this wave are on the channel right now. Check out the videos tab, find the playlist, but most importantly, please hit that subscribe button. Much appreciated. If you want to support the channel that little bit more, you can on Patreon. Links in the description below. But until then, people, my name is Dan W, and I will of course see you on the next one.